17 years ago, and as a former teacher, I just love it. It really makes history come alive. It involves children directly. It is a real, authentic assessment of their work. It is not a test.
If we're going to hold students accountable for knowing information on a standardized test that the state gives them, there's no better way for them to learn that information than learning so much more information. It allows students to dig into, to truly understand what a primary source is, supported by all kinds of educational research, supported by virtually every educational psychologist out there would say that this is the way that we should be teaching students.
So many benefits for the students. They develop skills in so many areas I can't even start to list them. Technology, research, note-taking, interviewing, letter writing. I mean, it's just so all comprehensive.
I work directly with students. They become extremely confident. The quiet ones have an opportunity to really project themselves into their material, that they're going to stand up and talk about it. They get so involved, they will go do research that they've never done, that they haven't even considered.
When my students sit down and take the 8th grade exam at the end of next year, the 7th grade material won't be a challenge to them because they have such an in-depth knowledge of it. A student who is researching, as an example, the Montgomery bus boycott, is certainly going to have a broad general knowledge of the entire civil rights movement. They are my curriculum. Every year when the theme comes out, I take a look at each unit that I'm teaching and look at how can I revolve this unit around this year's History Day theme. Because every one of my students creates a History Day entry. By building my curriculum around the theme, there's several benefits. The students are constantly being bombarded with ideas for what to do for History Day, and I'm not able to get bored with my curriculum because it changes every year.
I think they're even getting better at that. I know that there's a push to develop more resources for us, like model projects and things like that. So yes, very definitely. I often think about this one student I had a few years back, and she came to me very shy and very insecure. And she said she was interested in the Indians who lived in her backyard 200 years before. So I said, well, let's get you into History Day and let's have you do a project on that and find out what you can. She interviewed Shirley Dunn, who's one of the foremost historians on the topic, and I mean, she did a wonderful project. It did not make it past the state level. However, someone who knew Shirley Dunn, who knew of the girl who had been interviewed, came back to her and asked her to present to a historical conference on her topic. So this shy, insecure girl went from not being able to talk to her own class to talking to a convention hall full of historians. And they were so impressed with her that Shirley Dunn actually dedicated her next book to the student. So that student's life was changed forever.
Several years ago, I was called into the principal's office, and my first thought was, what did I do now? But when I got in there, he handed me a letter. He said, I want you to read this. It was a former student of mine who had come into my room not really having positive or negative thoughts about history, just knowing the history was a subject she had to pass to complete. And I sat down and started reading that letter, and in that letter, Katie said that I was the reason that she had been so successful in school, and that it was because of History Day and because of the compassion that I had, the passion that I had for that topic and the compassion I showed for students while they were working on it. That was the reason that she had chosen now to go on to college to major in biology and minor in education and become a teacher. I'm 6 feet tall, I weigh nearly 300 pounds, I ride a Harley Davidson as a hobby, and I sat in that chair and I cried over that letter. So History Day is something that I can't put down. I can never let go.